Good afternoon, everyone. The May 6, 2025 meeting of the Seattle City Council will come to order. It is 2:03. I'm Sarah Nelson, Council President. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Solomon?
Here.
Councilmember Strauss?
Present.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Here.
Councilmember Kettle? Here. Councilmember Moore?
Present.
Councilmember Rink?
Present.
Councilmember Rivera?
Present.
Councilmember Saka?
Here.
Council President Nelson?
Present.
9 present.
Thank you very much. So our first item of business is that I have a proclamation honoring Reverend Harriett Walden. The proclamation will be signed and presented at today's meeting, and I'll share comments first on the proclamation, and then I'll open the floor for comments from council members. After council member comments, we will affix our signatures and then suspend the rules to present the proclamation to our guests and allow our guests to provide brief comments. Sound good? And thank you all for being here today. All right, the original intention, first of all, was to issue a proclamation thanking Reverend Walden for her years of service on the Community Police Commission and to mark when she formally retired as co-chair last September. But other things, including a major legislative initiative on my behalf, from me, got we ran into spring break, etc. I wanted to make sure that everyone was here present to be able to participate in signing. So suffice it to say that this proclamation is a tad late, and it does go well beyond Reverend Walden's work on the CPC. Reverend Walden founded Mothers for Police Accountability in 1991 in the wake of her son's assault by a police officer in 1990. All right. Fast forward to my time on council. On February 15th, 2022, council received, and the mayor received, a letter signed by Reverend Walden on behalf of Mothers for Police Accountability, and it was titled, Mothers Supports More SPD Hiring to Increase Public Safety in Our City. And then underneath that title was a part of our charter. It said, there shall be maintained adequate police protection in each district of the city. Seattle City Charter, Article 6, Section 1. And then the letter begins that it says that not enough trained officers are available to adequately respond to 911 calls for help. When patrol officer counts are too low, SPD is forced to resort to emergency mobilizations requiring sworn trained investigators such as homicide detectives to respond to 911 calls. This means that even more homicide cases will remain unsolved, a category that includes far more Black victims than any other racial group. That translates into less healing and less justice for the many families of Black victims whose cases remain unsolved. Mothers believes that this situation is unacceptable. Elected officials should uphold their oath to provide adequate police safety for everyone in our city. They should increase SPD's budget to hire and train enough patrol officers to reduce violent crime and enhance justice. Seattle citizens deserve a safe city. All right, so shortly thereafter, I introduced my first piece of legislation as a council member, which was Resolution 32050, stating council's intention to implement hiring incentives for new and lateral officers and lift the budget provider that had been placed on salary savings for unfilled positions in order to pay for it. That legislation passed in May of 2022, and as colleagues know, late last year, we extended that program which was going to expire on December 31st, 2024. And we also increased the bonus amount for lateral officers. And we are seeing some positive results in hiring. Clearly, that is not just the result of hiring bonuses. Anyway, I say this because it's just one example of how profound Reverend Walden's influence has been on me over the years and at that moment, and I'm sure that I'm not alone in what I'm recounting here today. This is just my story. And so that is what this proclamation is attempting to get at, is the lives touched by Reverend Walden, not just with her work on the CPC, but well beyond that. So I'll just read a couple stanzas of the proclamation. Whereas Reverend Harriett Walden has dedicated her life to promoting accountability, understanding, and healing between law enforcement and the communities they serve. Whereas Reverend Harriett Walden was a founding member of the Community Police Commission when it was formed by community in the wake of John T. Williams' shooting by police in 2010, which led to the consent decree in 2012. Whereas Reverend Harriett Walden was one of the architects of the 2017 Police Accountability Ordinance, which created a three-part civilian-led police accountability system in Seattle, under which the Community Police Commission, CPC, was made permanent and its scope was expanded. Whereas Reverend Walden served with distinction on the Community Police Commission from its expansion in 2017 until stepping down on September 30th, 2024, bringing a powerful, empathetic voice to critical discussions of police reform and community. And whereas Reverend Harriett Walden's tireless advocacy has been instrumental in advancing meaningful conversations about racial equity, police accountability, and community trust in Seattle. And whereas Reverend Walden has consistently demonstrated extraordinary leadership by combining spiritual guidance, community organizing, and a profound commitment to social justice. It goes on, but I'll just get to the. Now, therefore, the City of Seattle honors Reverend Harriett Walden, an advocate, leader, and change maker whose impact will continue to shape and inspire our city for generations to come. That is just some of the text. So I am proud to be able to present this today, albeit a little bit late. Do my colleagues have any comments? Let me see if I can see my screen. Councilmember Saka.
All right, me first. Awesome. Well, first off, thank you, Madam Council President. Just want to thank you for bringing this very important proclamation forward. I want to use this as an opportunity for all of us to honor and celebrate the service and tremendous sacrifice to our shared community across Seattle of the esteemed, distinguished Reverend Harriett Walden. I had the personal privilege and pleasure of originally meeting Reverend Walden about 4 or 5 years ago now, when we both served on the mayor's new police chief search commission and tasked with helping to formulate a series of recommendations and some questions that would be the selected candidates would be asked to help winnow down the mayor's choice for new police chief. And although that was the first time I had the pleasure of meeting Reverend Walden, that was no doubt the first time she had heard of little old me. Her reputation preceded her, and because I was well aware of her service and her many decades of invaluable contributions to our city and many communities across the city. And we were in the trenches together doing that work, doing the people's work, good old-fashioned nitty-gritty, just trying to elevate our city, trying to restore community-oriented policing, trying to select the best leader for the city to help take the city in the next phase of police accountability, et cetera. So we were in the trenches. Through that time, I had the privilege of benefiting greatly from Reverend Walden's mentorship, friendship, spiritual guidance, and just sage advice on any number of important topics. She is an elder in our community. And so I just want you to know, Reverend Walden, I do appreciate you personally. Always have, always will. I respect you as an elder in our community. I have a ton of reverence and respect for your entire family, many of which are here with you today. And you have certainly impacted and benefited my life, and I am inspired by your service and contributions to the areas of police accountability, police reform, restoring community-oriented policing, and others. And I applaud your service to the city, your work as a founding member of the Community Police Commission, and as someone who is, again, a champion of police accountability and one of the strongest advocates of community policing. Always appreciated your perspective, and I'm so honored to be able to join and attach my name to literally give you your flowers in paperwork form today. So thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you and all you do. Let's continue to do this work together. Thank you, Madam Council President.
Thank you. Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Council President for bringing this proclamation forward. I'm going to speak today regarding, we always call her affectionately Mother Walden, but she is known to the community as Reverend Walden for your spiritual guidance and everything that you do, just you as a person. We know that the work that you have done at the city with police accountability, but just you as a person as someone who I've looked up to for a long time, growing up in this community and having people that look like me walk through the trenches and blaze pathways for folks has been remarkable. And one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know about you is that you run a book club at Garfield Community Center called the Marcus Garvey Book Club, because you are a phenomenal Garveyite, as you like to say, and how incredible that is to our students and our kids. And you've always talked about making sure that our babies are safe, our communities are safe, and you have been a bridge in this community and such a beacon of hope and light for folks. Every time someone sees you, you're smiling, or you're laughing, or you're bringing levity to situations. And so we're incredibly grateful for that. One of my favorite lines that you said when we all got inaugurated, which was my favorite, was "Black people can speak for themselves." And that was probably my favorite line because of oftentimes, others speaks for us, but you were very loud about that, and that was amazing. And then the 4 sons that you have raised and their impact in this community, and you raised incredible sons that they have given back to this community. And so just really grateful for that. And I know that you might be retired, but you are not tired. As we like to say, you still have a lot to continue to give to this community. So thank you, we love you, and so happy to sign on to this proclamation.
Councilmember Solomon.
Thank you, Madam Council President. I think about when I first met Mother Walden, and it was about 30 years ago, maybe a little bit more than 30 years ago, and we were both working on youth police relations issues. And in the conversations I had with her and her colleagues with, at that time, Mothers Against Police Harassment, it occurred to me that this is not a woman I want to mess with. It's like, dang. So when it comes to accountability, holding police accountable, holding me accountable, I can't say enough. And whether, and I've heard you referred to as, in many titles, referred to as Reverend, referred to as Mother. One thing I've never heard anybody call you directly was just Harriett. Because, no, you are more than that. You are a mother. You are a Reverend. And there's another thing, the point that I recall is you actually challenged me. You said, because you told me, you're doing all this stuff with the police department. What are you doing for community? What are you doing for your community? And it actually made me check myself to say, what am I doing in my community for my community? And as a result of that, I actually started doing more for community, not just for my job. And I want to thank you for that. So for those reasons and many others, for your long legacy, your long history of sacrifice to this community, this is overdue in my mind. So I'm happy to sign on for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Kettle.
Thank you, Council President. Welcome, Reverend Walden. Thank you for being here. I don't have the history like my colleagues do, We first met at the African American Community Advisory Council meetings that were held. They were so important in terms of connecting community and SPD, to include the Before the Badge program, which is a great legacy. So one of the things I noticed in those meetings, clearly a strong voice, and even more important, a strong presence. And that continued on once I became a council member and chair of the Public Safety Committee, and therefore having oversight with our accountability partners, and in this case, the CPC, Community Police Commission. And whether meetings in my office or more broad meetings, again, such a strong voice, and even more importantly, such a strong presence. And that presence will continue to live on and be bolstered and progress because of the hard work that you've done. And I think it's fitting that today, as part of the agenda, as part of my responsibilities as Chair of Public Safety, is to introduce an agenda item related to Acting Executive Director of the CPC, ECMA. And as I look at her, I see, our future, and the fact that, she walks, as they say, on the shoulders of those that came before. And it's striking to have Ms. Ameh here, our acting executive director of the CPC, and yourself. I think it's a great testament to building community and building the next generation. So with that, and as a veteran, I like to say too, because this often is said to military people or veterans, but it should be much broader than that, and that is simply to say thank you for your service. So thank you, Reverend Walden.
Okay. Not seeing any other comments. I just wanted to, Councilmember Strauss, go ahead.
Thank you, Council President. Reverend Walden, I wanted to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for your feedback. It has made me a better elected leader for our city. Thank you for your service. You have paved a pathway where many others can join in so many ways to help and assist our community just by being present for ourselves. It's been a joy to get to know your sons. I only know 2 of them. It's fun that Omari and I shared a teacher at different times. It's fun that Shakundi and I have, friends in common. Not only am I inspired by you and your leadership, I'm inspired by them. And there's no greater testament to the core of your Constitution, to the strength of the Constitution within you, is the children that you raise. Because it's not just your boys who are now men, but it's also the rest of the community that's following in behind you. So I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you.
Councilmember Saka.
Just one final comment is that to Councilmember Hollingsworth's earlier note, like I whether you realize it or not, ma'am, I lean heavily on things I've heard, various wisdom and insight that I've heard you say over time. And one of those, for example, is when you said Black people can speak, we can speak for ourselves. And I've remixed that a bit and said, taking it a bit further, saying we don't need saviors. But I have learned and will continue to learn so much from you, and I just can't thank you enough. And when I talk about how I proudly stand on the shoulders of giants in the Black community, I'm talking about people like Reverend Walden over here, who, because of their selfless service and countless instances of sacrifice and tremendous impact that they've had over the city, over our region, and our state over time, because of some of the things that she's had to endure, it created a better path for me. Made it easy, made my journey all that much easier. Is it perfect today? No. But I wouldn't be here. I know I wouldn't be here without Reverend Walden and people like her. Before us there in the front row is a great example, canonical example of a giant of a giant
Point
upon
of
the
order. Behavior.
very disrespectful as well. So thank you again, Reverend Walden. Honor you, celebrate you, and appreciate you, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you.
Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you, Council President. Reverend Walden, you are a strong presence in community across the city, and I am so grateful for all your many contributions, not just for your service on the CPC, for all the contributions you've made to our city. Our city is better because of all your contributions and because you're in it. So thank you so much. I am honored to honor you today. We are so lucky that you have put so much into yourself over these years to our city. So thank you.
Just one final word. I too, from the bottom of my heart, Reverend Walden, you have given me advice over the years, and we've shared a laugh or two. Oftentimes I think about what would she say? What would she think when I'm sitting there trying to make a decision? And when you really think, the community that you have influenced is vast. When you also think about the actual formal policy, my thanks, I think, would extend to the whole city, because I think that you have helped. You've helped make Seattle a better place. But just getting off all this official talk, you've opened my eyes and you've made me a better person and a better leader. So thank you. All right. I'm not seeing any comments or any other hands up. Would the clerk please call the roll on on whoever would like to sign the proclamation?
Councilmember Solomon?
Yes.
Councilmember Strauss?
Yes.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Kettle?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
Council President Nelson?
Aye.
9 signatures will be affixed.
Thank you. If there's no objection, the council rules will be suspended to present the proclamation and allow our guests to accept it and provide a few remarks. Hearing no objection, the council rules are suspended. I'll now present the proclamation. Can you get me? All right. Can you get it with that in the background? How do you want to do that? Right here. Right here. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. As you might know, my name is Reverend Harriett Walden. In 1975, with 4 little children, and some of my children are here today. Secondly, Salisbury, city employee, but he is not working today. Okay, let's get that one on the record. Salisbury, who got a little tired. My grandson is here. Chicundi Salisbury Jr. He goes to school at Howard, so he's home. I'm just so, and it's one of the things I was taught many, many years ago, is that try to keep your word, let your word be your bond, and show up. And when people tell me they might come or maybe, that means they're a no-show. So I always mark them that way. I started Mothers for Police
Mothers Against Police Harassment in 1990. One of my sons are here right now that the police beat up then. And Fitz Simon was here. So I've had the pleasure of working with every police chief. So one of the things I always tell people, you cannot organize in the middle of a crisis. You need to organize and have something going before a crisis comes. And cities that have something going on already usually don't go up in smoke because you have to organize along the way. And you have to be in it for the long haul because change doesn't happen readily. And so that's what I've done. And you know, there's a song about maybe I stayed too long. I mean, not a jazz song or something like that. I mean, so, but I'm glad that we have a new director over there. I have not met her personally, but I can see her smile, and it's beautiful. It is, yeah. Yeah, you're beautiful, thank you. So, well, one of the things we wanted to do was to make sure we had good oversight in Seattle. I mean, you know, and some people want to get it at the ballot, and maybe one day it might get that way. But one of the things I know as being a 1946 baby, right after the war, that was the war that was going to end all war. There was a chicken in every pot and a car in every garage, right? That's what they said. So I'm glad that I was raised the way I was. I was raised in segregation. Never had a white teacher in my life. And so, I stood, and I stand here today proud of being able to let me say my word was my bond. And if I could not do it, I'd always let you know and just to get a new agreement. I didn't do anything by myself. I mean, Sherry Day is here. She was with American Friends Service. She works to bring the DOJ to town also. Lynn Wilson is here. I mean, she was with mothers for many, many years, almost three decades. And so I've grown up, really grown up doing this work. We were women out there stopping and looking at the police and not being afraid. And the farmer, Fitz Simon used to say, well, if you women had husbands, you all wouldn't be out here giving the police trouble. I mean, he couldn't get away with that statement today. But that would, you know, we didn't have, you women, just all you do is make trouble for the police because you ain't got no husbands. But we wanted to make it safe for the children. Because in 1990, they were making black kids get out the car, take the position, and putting guns to their heads. We stopped that. We did. And they were making black kids turn their hats around and say they were gang members, and they weren't. So I'm proud of the work that we've done. Is it unfinished? Yes, it is. Because right now, we see what's coming. And I hope to see Seattle be able to stand the vicissitudes of time, to always be righteous and do right for the community. You know, and I'm just so glad that I'm here instead of there. A lot of people started this work, and they're there, but I'm here, and thank you for your time. And I really and truly, I'm grateful. Because, see, my life, I always said, what does it do to gain the world and lose your soul? To me, my children was my soul. And a lot of times, some people do work, but they don't have their children. My children was the most important things for me. And that's why I did the work I've done. I've done everything. But not my children, and other people's children. And a city that has more animals and children is a dying city. And Seattle, on some levels, you don't have enough children here. Children makes the world go round. They make you get up in the morning, all right? They make you get up in the morning with children. And a city with children, when we moved here, Seattle was a kid's place. Kid's place. You remember that? Kid's place. And now, it's not a safe place for children. But I want to thank the council and thank the mayor for all that you all have done. And like my second oldest son said, Mama, you the last free. So I showed up free for 35 years for mothers. And my new reality is that love is the only thing going to change the world. And so I bought my Virtues cards here. I'm going to pass out cards for people. And also, this is Give Big Day. Well, you want to give big, hey, think about Mothers Police Accountability.org. Give us a donation. And for other people, join us before you need us. All right? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to make our way to the next agenda item here. For the viewing public out there are some photos being taken. And now we will go. Colleagues, at this time, we'll open the hybrid public comment period. Public comment is limited to items on today's agenda, the introduction and referral calendar, and the council work program. Clerk, how many people are signed up today?
We have 9 remote and 23 in person.
Okay, let's give everyone 1 minute and start with the 10 in
Alternate.
10 in person and then all the remote. Yes, please.
The public comment period will be moderated in the following manner. Speakers will be called in the order in which they registered. We will alternate between sets of in-person speakers and remote speakers until the public comment period has ended. Speakers will hear a chime when 10 seconds are left of their time, and speakers' mics will be muted if they do not end their comments within their allotted time to allow us to call on the next speaker. We will now begin with our in-person speakers.
Our first 3 speakers is going to be Andrew Ishofi, if I'm mistaken, and then Jamie Fackler, and then Rachel Snell. Andrew?
Thank you, Andrew Ishofi, community member. At a time like this, we see what's happening on the federal level, disregard to Constitution, disregard to human lives, disregard to everything moral, and lack of empathy. We here in Seattle, we've passed a resolution that came from the City Council saying Seattle is a safe place. And part of safety is transparency. Part of safety is caring for people, not profit. So I do ask that you all ask yourself, as we heard today, what does it mean if you gain the whole world but lose your soul? Thank you.
Jamie? Following Jamie would be Rachel, and then Marshall Bender.
Yeah, my name is Jamie Fackler. My family lives in District 2, and I'm here to voice my opposition to the proposed legislation that would weaken ethics laws in our city that have been in place since 1980. Working families in South Seattle are struggling to pay the rent, medical bills, car payments, and for groceries, while the businesses that have offices in downtown Seattle are posting billions in profits, and their CEOs are going on joyrides into space. We have a deeply unfair economic system because corrupt politicians like Trump enact policies that benefit themselves and their billionaire friends. It's deeply troubling that Seattle would consider legalizing Jeff Bezos voting to repeal the Jumpstart tax and defunding affordable housing if he were on city council. Please reject this bill. Thank you.
Please refrain from clapping after each one. You're welcome to use jazz hands if you'd like.
Following Rachel will be Marshall Bender.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. All right. Hello, City Council. My name is Rachel Snell. You as City Council members are elected by your constituents through our votes. Essentially, we hire you with our votes to do the job of working for us, we the people. This is the heart of what our democracy is supposed to look like and to function properly. Rolling back ethics protections would squander this and become a threat to our democracy. You are not entitled to trust or respect just because you hold public office. You must earn trust and respect. It is your job to hold, it is our job to hold you as elected officials accountable. It is our job to demand transparency, and it is your job to uphold these values and ensure us that you are making decisions for us, because this is why we voted for you, to work for us. Please vote no on this proposal that would roll back ethics protections. Thank you, and again, please vote no.
Marshall Bender, and the following Marshall will be Natalie Morgan.
Hello, council members. My name is Marshall Bender. I'm a Seattle Public Library employee, and I live in District 5 in Maple Leaf. First of all, I'd say it's pretty funny to hear the council talk about all this police accountability stuff while people like John Navi Kandula were killed by a police officer, their family still hasn't gotten justice, and the city has more lawsuits than I can count on my fingers and toes. But anyways, I'm here to talk about the change to the ethics code, propositioned by my council member Moore. This is a terrible idea. Lowering ethical standards to allow elected officials to do self-dealing is a terrible idea. If this change passes, all these council members, whether they own restaurants or own buildings that people pay rent for, will be able to vote on things that would affect the people that use those services. You know, to frame this as a democratic appeal is a kind of a joke because there's so many cities on the West Coast that already have this law in place and they function just fine, like Los Angeles and San Jose. So to change this would be very undemocratic. You guys should represent your communities, not your financial interests. Vote no on this because we have bigger issues like the SPD. Thank you.
Natalie, following Natalie will be David Kerlick.
Hi, my name is Natalie Morgan. I'm the organizer for Fair Vote Washington, a nonprofit working on democracy reform measures like ranked choice voting, and a member of several democracy-focused coalitions. Like many of the folks here, I'm also a Seattle resident. I'm here to express my opposition to the new proposal concerning the Seattle Ethics Code. I'm concerned about the proposed changes to the Ethics Code that would allow council members to vote on matters where they have a financial conflict of interest. I urge you to oppose this proposal and maintain transparency and public trust in our city government. Seattle should be continuing its leadership in modeling a just and transparent democracy, not rolling back protections, especially during this. This harms both transparency and democracy, and as a result, it will erode public trust, something I think we all know is already pretty perilous. I was here just recently testifying on behalf of the Democracy Voucher Program, really proud of Seattle's leadership, and I'm pretty disappointed to see that this rollback is on the table. So please maintain the standards that are already in place and have been working for voters and oppose this proposal. Thank you.
David, following David will be Matt, last name starting with the K.
I'm Dave Kerlick. I'm in District 1. I've been here for about 35 years in Seattle. Retired theoretical physicist and radical fairy. And if something looks bad, it is bad, and this looks bad. So I think it would not be a good idea to pass something that looks bad in terms of personal ethics and responsibility.
We have Matt, following Matt's Micah Whaley.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Matt Kervink. I want to address the affordable housing and the North Block Spring Street development. I'd like to stress the urgent need for strict labor standards in Seattle's development, especially as we engage in projects that shape our city's future. Implementing robust labor standards goes beyond compliance. It fosters community strength and economic growth. By integrating apprenticeship programs into our projects, we create pathways for local workers, particularly youth and underserved communities. These programs provide hands-on training, equipping individuals with valuable skills for the industry. Adhering to labor standards also builds community wealth. Supporting fair wages and safe working conditions helps workers thrive and boost local spending, benefiting everyone in our neighborhoods. Establishing clear labor standards minimizes compliance issues. By proactively addressing these, we can avoid costly disputes, enhance our project's reputation, attracting more investment. Let's commit to applying stringent labor standards in Seattle's developments. Please see Washington State House Bill 1206 for reference. Thank you.
Micah, and following Micah will be Elizabeth.
Hi, my name is Micah Wally. I'm a member of Local 206, the Carpenters Union. And when I think of having our members working in the Seattle area, since I'm a member or a resident of West Seattle and been in the Seattle area most of my life, I started in the apprenticeship program in 19. And when I think of the apprenticeship program, I think of mentorship, and that where I learned safety, and I had many mentors, and then I ended up becoming a mentor myself to others. And this has been quite the positive impact on my life. And living here in West Seattle, I know that we need more affordable housing, and we need to employ locals to keep them employed so they can afford to live where they work. It's difficult to find a place to live where you're not just renting around here. So there's a lot of families in the Seattle area that could use affordable housing. Thank you.
We have Elizabeth, last name starting with an R, and then Gabriel Jones.
Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Roberts. I'm humbled to be here today and honored to be here today with such a remarkable group of citizens from our community, near and far. And I'd like to echo what I heard Reverend Walden say today. As a human being living adjacent to a public space, I'd like to hold up our civil servants, our police, and others that need our help, and need our help in terms of supporting them and in terms of letting them know when they're failing us. There have been no fewer than 3 incidences where my husband and I have had bonfires or other public safety issues adjacent to our home where we have called in the fire department or the police, and when they've corralled these young people, we are failing our young people. They corralled these young people, and rather than saying, hey kids, let's look at this really small sign over here and see which one of these municipal code things, they put up their arms and said, you kids did nothing wrong. I would like to work with our wonderful civil servants and to correct these types of issues. We're failing our young kids.
Gabriel Jones will be the next speaker in this set, and then we'll move on to remote speakers.
Howdy, City Council. My name is Gabriel Jones, and I'm here to speak on a change to the Code of Ethics. I'm frankly shocked at how brazen an attempt this is to enrich yourself at a major cost to your citizens. Last week, we had a veteran come in and teared up talking about how scared he was for our immigrant communities and citizens. We have unhoused people on the street every day looking for a place to go, and we are lacking shelters. We have schools that need funding, transit that needs work, and we have so many things we need to work on. And this council focuses on enriching itself. This council is focused on doing things to make themselves money instead of fighting for its city, putting yourself over the people who elected you. Let's be very honest here. This is an attempt to roll back renter protections. With so many issues, as I mentioned, this council is again striving to put more people out in the street, which is also why I was so disgusted by a memo saying this was done for equality and inclusion. I've always heard the phrase, don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining, and that's what this is, but not only that, but you're telling us we should be happy and we should be very thrilled about the rain. Having the audacity to tell us you are evicting people out in the cold in the name of justice is appalling. We have so many needs. This is frankly so wrong, and I'm asking Councilmember Kathy Moore to take back this bill, and I'm urging a no vote. Thank you.
Okay, our first remote speaker will be Sanatina Sanchez, to be followed by Alberto Alvarez. Speakers, please press *6 when you hear the prompt that you have been unmuted. Sanatina, you may need to press *6. There we go.
There we go. Thank you. I am calling to oppose the legislation proposed about weakening the ethics rules. We have had our current statutes on place since 1980, along with many other large cities on the West Coast alone, and we have been a model of ethics and accountability and disclosure for the country, going back to the 70s when we were one of the first states to require candidates to disclose their donors. And to have Seattle go back on our ethics code in order to have council members be able to vote on their own personal financial gain goes against every and accountability and faith in our electoral process. Thank you, and I hope to see this legislation removed or voted down.
Thank you. The next speaker is Alberto Alvarez. Will be Brian Purcell.
Hello. City Council is changing ethics policy to increase their personal financial interest. Chaos by rich politicians. It is fact, and we are seeing it every day. The wealthy can swamp our city with corruption. For example, the Sarah Nelson bill that endangers the viability of our shipping port, which is now under litigation. Landlords, brewery millionaires, and their spouses are a very small group in this city. Allowing them to overtake the needs of average residents is opening up the floodgates to more corruption. Council Member Kathy Moore, please rescind this bill. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you. The next speaker is Brian Purcell.
Hello, this is Brian Puchel. I'm here to speak on against the upcoming the proposed ethics changes. In today's political environment, where we're dealing with the most corrupt president in our history, easily the worst president in our history, we cannot afford to compromise on our values. The city council is here to serve the people, not to serve their own personal interests. I ask that you remember that you are here for the people and not for your own self-interests. Thank you.
Next speaker is Nation Fu, to be followed by David Haynes.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Naisheen Fu. I'm a D6 resident and co-executive director of a very small nonprofit, House Our Neighbors. I am speaking in opposition to the ethics code change today. When we were forming our nonprofit less than 2 years ago, I learned that a conflict of interest policy is one of the most important policies that a nonprofit board can adopt. As an organization of only 2 staff, even we have one in place that all our board members sign, and board members recuse themselves if there is a conflict. And I think the same expectation, at the very least, should be required of those making decisions for an entire city. At this time, when we're seeing so much rampant self-dealing in the Trump administration, we need to choose to do better and uphold our ethical standards locally. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is David Haynes.
Hi, David Haynes. It's highly offensive. It's highly offensive when the police chief misleads the community, citing evidence-based data on 911 calls for service at place-based crime hotspots, propagandizing embellishments about safety. That said, is 1,000 square feet ADU allowed to have 2 of those while not allowing one at 1,500 square feet when you have build-outs? I ask because it's a telltale sign of sabotaging a robust housing build-out. And it brings me to the Ethics Commission's legislation that was introduced. I think if City Council wants to maintain the integrity of ethics, how about you just change a couple words and have the disclosure legislation added to the Seattle Commission's oversight on requiring City Hall, City Council, their staff, disclose their conflicts of interest, because we can go down a long list that are in violation now that are getting in the way of proper, robust housing build-outs.
Thank you. That was our last present remote speaker.
All right, we'll go back into in-person speakers. And so the first 3 speakers are going to be Jordan Crowley, Matt Davies, and Julia Buck. Jordan?
Hello, my name is Jordan Crawley, and I'm here as the chair of the 34th District Democrats. Each of you were elected or appointed to serve the people of Seattle, not rewrite the rules for your own benefit. Yet that is precisely what the draft ordinance to amend the city's code of ethics proposes, the fundamental degradation of the very rules meant to foster public confidence in the integrity of our city government. This is regression, not reform. To argue a rule change is necessary is to admit your desire to break the rules as they stand. Rather than simply recusing themselves where conflicts of interest arise, those supporting this change prefer to undermine longstanding precedent for the purpose of rolling back the civil rights of our city's working class. The moral stakes here are simple. Either elected officials uphold the ethical safeguards preserving our democracy, or they erode them to serve private interest. If you choose the latter, we will not be silent. To support this proposal is to declare ethics optional, that conflicts of interest should be no barrier to power, and that the public good is of no concern. Reject this bill.
Matt Davies, and then Julia Buck and Summer Miller. Matt here? All right. So I don't see Matt. Julia Buck? Following Julia would be Summer Miller, and then Haley Willis.
My name is Julia Buck, against the ethics exemption for landlords. I'm not a renter, but my dad was. He was found deceased in his unit of a heart attack on April 22nd. For 18 years, he'd been at the same place, and his landlord had just 2 units. When I arrived in the early morning at my father's apartment with my brother, the landlord was already inside, going through my dad's possessions. The first thing he said was, "I'm sorry for your loss." The second thing he said was, "You owe me marrying rent and need to pay it right now." He followed us around, refusing to leave until we Venmo'd him. The apartment reeked, and there was a stain in the carpet where my father had passed. The landlord handed me a bottle of carpet cleaner and suggested I could use it. When I knelt down and maggots began dancing out of the carpet, I insisted that we call an actual bioremediation company. The landlord fought me on it and only relented when I paid in full. The smell was so bad that my brother and I had to leave repeatedly to vomit. So the foxes you think should be guarding the hen house? What is wrong with you?
Refrain from clapping after public speaking, please. You're welcome. That is called disruptive behavior. Go ahead.
We have Summer Miller, and then following Summer is going to be Haley Willis.
My name is Summer Miller, and I'm a member of Workers Strike Back and Revolutionary Workers. I rent a 1-bedroom apartment on Capitol Hill, and when I was laid off, I couldn't afford rent, but I also couldn't afford to move. Like so many working people in the city, I had to take on a roommate and section off a second bedroom, which was just half of my living room, just to stay housed. This is life for renters in Seattle, while corporate landlords like Greystar and Essex rake in profits and collude to hike rents using RealPage software that's now at the center of federal price-fixing lawsuits. What's despicable is that instead of fighting these landlord cartels, Seattle's Democratic politicians are doing their bidding. Now they're trying to gut the ethics laws that stop council members with landlord interests from voting on renter legislation, a clear attack on the basic protections working class renters fought to win. Let's be clear, these are the same Democrats who tried to repeal our $15 minimum wage last year. Workers Strike Back, the organization launched by socialist former Councilmember Shama Sawant, fought back and defeated them. The victory raised the minimum wage to $20.76 for all workers. Any Democrat who votes to repeal these ethics protections is siding with billionaires and should be thrown out of office. We need a new working class party that stands unapologetically with renters and working people, unlike the Democrats.
Thank you.
Join Workers Strike Back and fight you win.
Haley, we have Haley Willis, and following Haley is going to be Howard Gale.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Hallie Willis, and I'm the policy manager at the Seattle-King County Coalition on Homelessness, and I live in District 5. I'm here to oppose the proposed changes to our ethics laws. We want and need a healthy local democracy and a local government that can take care of everyone who lives here now more than ever. And for that to happen, people need to have trust in you and trust in this system as a whole. We're living through turbulent, hostile, and scary times. And as it stands, people's trust in government is very, very low. We need strong ethics laws in place to protect our democracy and foster trust in this extremely hostile federal climate. Ethics are separated, and we shouldn't shy away from strong ethics laws. Now is not the time to roll back your ethics rules. Thank you.
Stop. This is the last warning. I will have to ask that you leave if you cannot. Just please follow directions. Go ahead.
Howard Gale, and then Alex Zoran.
Good afternoon. The most hypocritical part of this proposed legislation on ethics is the claim from the legislative department, you have it, that this bill gives members who represent districts that include vulnerable and or historically disadvantaged communities a voice. That is perverse. That voice is designed for the disadvantage for further disadvantaging the disadvantaged, whether workers or renters, which inevitably happens when people with conflicts always use their privileged conflicts to disadvantage those without privilege. Again, we need to be clear. The rationale for this legislation is it allows representatives to vote, but they're going to be voting against the interest. My suggestion is let council members continue the current policy of not voting, and if people in the district don't like that, then they can vote out those people. but it's a totally perverse idea to claim that this is for the representation of people in the district when virtually everyone is either a worker or a tenant.
Thank you.
Alex? Following Alex Zimmerman will be Aiden Carroll.
Yeah. Start. Зи Heil, my dirty damn Nazi fascist, bandita и anti-Semite. My name is Alex Zimmerman. I'm president of Stand Up America. I'm a Trump supporter from beginning. I'm a MAGA member. I have 6,000 days of trespass from you. In 5 times you prosecute me. I don't think so. Have a knowledge in American history. I want to speak about Seattle Police Commission. I'm in Seattle Police Commission for many years, for many meetings. I know see more primitive, stupid commission in my life. And I give you 2 examples. Example number 1, I cannot speak. People cannot speak. Ever judges present, it's never working. And second, absolutely idiotic. It's 1,000 people in this commission. Nobody have criminal history. How you can talking about police without criminal history? It's idiotic situation. Viva Trump!
Aiden Carroll, and then Kate Rubin, and then I believe it's Gwendolyn.
All right, I get to follow this satire. Do you want people to trust you? Is the question that I keep asking myself here, because I don't understand how long you think that you will be able to ride the wave of real or perceived overreach from the left. This is not the kind of legislation that can be portrayed as a backlash to far left-wing insanity or anything like that. Just because it affects tenants and others who are less able to speak up does not mean people are not able to pay attention and able to have an electoral impact. And we see how accountable the police are with what happened at UW last night.
Kate Rubin. Following Kate.
My name is Kate Rubin. I'm the co-executive director of Be Seattle and a voter living in D2. I'm speaking today to strongly oppose the proposed change to Seattle's ethics code. Voters elected you with the understanding that you would recuse yourselves from decisions where you have a financial conflict of interest. Disclosure alone is not accountability. Even if you believe that you can separate your personal interests from your votes, there is no guarantee that future council members will. Ethics rules aren't about personal integrity, they're about boundaries that protect public trust. I understand this puts you in a politically inconvenient position, but let's be clear. You chose to appoint a landlord to council knowing that the landlord to renter ratio would be 2-to-1, even though Seattle is a majority renter city. Now you're trying to change the rules that are supposed to hold you accountable. This is a massive breach of public trust. This proposal undermines the principles of good governance and opens the door to elected officials using public office for personal gain. It's unacceptable. Thank you.
I believe the first name is Gwendolyn Hart, and then Carol Nelson, and then Alan Francis and Roxy.
My name is Gwendolyn Hart. I'm a renter in Green Lake and a member of Workers Strike Back, and today I'm here to speak against this proposal to repeal the ethics laws that protect our renters' rights. Workers Strike Back was started by former City Councilmember Shama Sawant, and with her we won the cap on late fees at $10, 6 months notice for rent increases, the ban on winter and school year evictions, and much more victories which City Council President Sarah Nelson has publicly stated her intention of repealing. Seattle is a majority renter city, but we are only scraping by while huge corporations rake in massive profits off of our backs. This sort of attack should not be surprising coming from the Democratic Party, considering right now Washington State Democrats are currently slashing the budget $7 billion, cutting hospitals, cutting schools, firefighters, public servants, while they leave the massive hoarded wealth of the billionaires in the state untouched. Last year, this same council shamelessly put forward a proposal trying to dismantle the $15 minimum wage victory that we won, and we beat that. Working people know that repealing this law means attacks on renters' rights are coming, and we know any of you who vote in favor of it are complicit. We are paying attention. You've heard today. We will remember, and any of you who vote in favor of this, we will throw out of office.
Carol Nelson, and then following Carol will be Alan Francis, and then Roxy.
Hi there, members of council, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carl Nelson. I'm a 16-year Seattle resident, small business owner, renter, and a member of the Seattle Cedar Crossing Tenants Association. I'm here to voice my disapproval for the proposed rollbacks to council ethic restrictions. It's a time when our national government is showing no ethics, which is why I think local government needs to show more. Most West Coast cities have rules like these in place for a reason, and a disclosed conflict of interest is still a conflict of interest. Even assuming this council will be able to hold itself to a high standard, we have no indication that future councils will follow suit. Well, I understand everyone on this council was elected by Seattle voters. I also believe that those voters made that decision believing that you would all be guided and restrained by a certain set of ethics, those ethics which are being proposed to be repealed, altered, and watered down today. Changing these rules now is a betrayal of voter trust, and I would encourage you all to not do so. Thank you for your time. I yield.
Alan, and then Roxy.
Hello, my name is Alan Francis. I'm a renter in District 4 and also a member of Cedar Crossing Tenants Association. It is increasingly alarming to consider rollbacks of Seattle's ethics code in the current political climate. With instances of corruption and self-dealing in government positions at the federal level, notably involving President Trump and his associates, it's imperative that local governments reinforce rather than weaken their ethical standards. Weakening the ethics code could pave the way for similar abuses of power and erode public trust in elected officials. Seattle's ethics code is one of the city's strongest safeguards against corruption. It ensures council members act in the best interests of the public rather than their own financial interests. By requiring recusals, the code prevents conflict of interest and promotes transparency. Removing the requirement would significantly diminish accountability and lead to decisions that prioritize personal gains over public welfare. It's concerning that this council, which regularly argues for good governance, would take away one of our city's strongest ethical standards that prevents elected officials from financially benefiting their votes. Former Seattle City Council member Tim Burgess expressed his concerns. He said it's not a good
Thank you.
It's not a good idea.
Roxy?
What up, City Council? How y'all doing today? Doing good. Sarah Nelson, you've got like $2.3 million in the bank, or that's what your net worth is, and you're voting, or you're proposing to vote to repeal the ethics that would, allow you to further enrich yourself. It's not a good look. I don't trust you. In fact, like most of the people on here, I don't trust, because you don't have any actual community with the people that live around here that are most vulnerable. Like, I do a meal share program every week, and we feed people who live on the street, who regularly. Like, are any of y'all involved, with people who actually need help, like the most vulnerable? Thank you. Just think about that. Get involved with actual people on the street. And vote no on that.
Good afternoon, council members. I want to point to the specific code that everybody's been talking about here. It's Seattle Municipal Code 4.16.070, and it's actually pretty simple. What it does is it disqualifies members of council or any city employees from participating in decisions in which they have a financial interest. So the proposed change in the ethics code would make an exception for city council while all other city employees have to follow this pretty straightforward logical ethics code. So we've heard, fortunately, from a number of organizations that have stood up to say this is the ethics code that we want. A functional democracy requires that the people who are making decisions make those decisions for the people, not for their own financial interest. So this is an opportunity for the council to stand up and say, we believe in a strong ethics code, and this is how we support democracy. Thank you.
That was our last in-person speaker.
Thank you very much. So we have reached the end of our list of public speakers, so the public comment period is now closed. If there's no objection, the introduction and referral calendar will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the introduction and referral calendar is adopted. If there's no objection, the agenda will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the agenda is adopted. All right, we'll now consider the proposed consent calendar. The items on the consent calendar include the minutes of April 29th, 2025, Council Bill 120976, which is the payment of the bills, 2 appointments from the Governance, Accountability, and Economic Development Committee, and 1 appointment from the Public Safety Committee. Are there any items that council members would like to remove from today's consent calendar? All right, hearing none, I move to adopt the consent calendar. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the consent calendar. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the consent calendar?
Member Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Yes.
Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Kettle?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
Council President Nelson?
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The consent calendar items are adopted. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the minutes and legislation on the consent calendar on my behalf? All right. Will the clerk please read item 1 into the record?
The report of the City Council, Agenda Item 1, Appointment 3144, appointment of Patrice Tisdale as member of Labor Standards Advisory Commission for a term to April 30th, 2027.
All right. Let's see. After the title is read. I move to confirm appointment 3144. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded to confirm the appointment. As sponsor, I'll address it first and then open the floor to comments. The Government Accountability and Economic Development Committee was not able to vote on the initial appointment of Patrice Tisdale due to the term end date, which would have expired before the confirmation by the full City Council. This appointment corrects the term, and the appointee will serve a full term versus a much shorter term that was initially presented. The appointee was at our committee meeting, and we were able to hear from them and their background and why they want to be a member of the Labor Standards Advisory Board. Were there any questions that council members have? Session. Any comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the confirmation of the appointment?
Member Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss? Yes. Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Kettle?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka? Aye. Council President Nelson?
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
The motion carries and the appointment is confirmed. Thank you, everyone. All right. Will the clerk please read item 2 into the record?
The report of the Public Safety, Agenda Item 2, Appointment 3128, appointment of E.C. Ameh as Executive Director of the Seattle Community Police Commission. The committee recommends the appointment be confirmed.
Councilmember Kettle, as chair of the committee, you're recognized to provide the committee report.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, E.C. Ameh, who is the acting executive director of the Community Police Commission, for being here and to basically have the baton toss. It was really nice in terms of your opportunity to meet Reverend Walden earlier. Colleagues, I ask for your support in this appointment. E.C. has been a great standard bearer for the CPC ever since she first showed up as deputy, then stood up to be acting throughout this process as the CPC has gone through transition. And her leadership has been key. And that leadership is based, with her education, University of Washington graduate, a graduate at the University of San Francisco Law School. She's a member of the Washington State Bar Association, and because of my personal connections of within the law, I know like in of court and so forth, and the work that you've done on that front. But what's really important and is represented in your record and in your resume is first your work with the state and the various offices that you've had, but also the county. And that experience has been really strong and really favorable in terms of making you the candidate and the appointment that you are. And in addition to here in Seattle, both with the Office of Civil Rights, but more importantly in terms of what's going on here, coming in and making an impact right off the bat as acting. And so I want to thank you for your service and thank you for standing up in a difficult situation. And so, colleagues, I ask for your support, and I'll just end as well by saying that this experience has a lot related to advancing police accountability and the policy and the legislative process. Again, all levels of government within Washington State, but importantly for those that have the closest look angle and experience working with her. The co-chairs and the commissioners that work with Ms. Ameh that confirmed that she is well qualified to serve as the executive director, and frankly, I concur. So, colleagues, I ask for your support.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments here? Councilmember Rivera.
Chair, thank you, and thank you, Councilmember Kettle, for bringing this forward. I just want to say I actually had the pleasure of meeting EC a number of years ago when she was working at the Office of Civil Rights, and I'm so pleased to see you in this role. EC is, we always say hardworking, but it's true, and she cares deeply about civil rights issues. And this is obviously closely aligned, and so I am very pleased to see her now in this new role, and I will, of course, be supporting her. So nice to see you, and thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? All right. We've spoken already in committee. Thank you very much for stepping up and being ready for this this responsibility and challenge and opportunity. All right. Will the clerk please call the roll on the confirmation of the appointment?
Member Solomon?
Aye.
Councilmember Strauss?
Yes.
Councilmember Hollingsworth? Councilmember Kettle?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Saka?
Aye.
Council President Nelson?
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed.
The motion carries and the appointment is confirmed. Congratulations, Executive Director Ameh. The City Clerk, Shireen Dedman, will now administer the oath of office, and then you will be provided an opportunity to address the council and members of the public.
Get as close to this to make sure everybody can hear us. Sounds good. Actually, you have your own and I'll use mine on. Oh, we're gonna share? Yeah, we could. You wanna have your own. This is a pleasure. All right, I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand and to repeat after me. I, EC Ameh,
I, EC Ameh,
affirm that I possess all of the qualifications
affirm that I possess all of the qualifications
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of Executive Director of the Seattle Community Police Commission,
for the position of Executive Director of the Seattle Community Police Commission,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Seattle,
and the Charter and Ordinance of the City of Seattle,
and that I will faithfully conduct myself as Executive Director of Community Police Commission,
and that I will faithfully conduct myself as Executive Director of the Seattle Community Police Commission.
Congratulations.
Wow, what a day. It's just, this is beyond what I expected in this experience, having the honor of seeing the proclamation for Reverend Harriett Walden, and then to be able to be sworn into office in this important position. And so this has gone beyond my expectations, and I thank you for that. I want to say to all of you, Amaino, Alagbehi. That's my normal greeting to you all in the Idoma language of Nigeria, but for those of you in public safety, you've probably gotten used to me saying Amachi, and now you know we have a different word for afternoon. This here, if you're wondering what I'm wearing, is the traditional colors of my tribe. It's the Idoma tribe of Nigeria. The red stands for royalty and our ancestors. Sisters as well. And so I wear this really proudly. This comes from Nigeria. It lives in a chest in my mother's house. And every time that chest opens up, it means that somebody in our family has achieved a level of excellence. And so I'm so proud that this chest was opened for me. I'm proud to sit here before you, to stand here before you as a first-generation immigrant, attorney, race and social justice advocate, and UW Husky. All of those attributes deserve to be represented in the highest levels of leadership in this great city. I've shared so many of my goals for the CPC, and there are so many more. But just so that you have them front of mind, rebuilding our relationships with our accountability partners is first and foremost. We've talked a lot about CPC's reset and the changes that our organization has undergone in the last 8 months, but really know that this is a system-wide reset. 3 out of 4 of the accountability partners have gone through leadership changes in that time. That would be ourselves, OPA, and also the Seattle Police Department. And our partnership at this time is critical. It's more critical than ever as we look ahead towards the possibility of a post-consent decree future in Seattle, and we understand that accountability must be taken into our hands. And our organization is here to ensure that community always has a seat at that table. And I want to give a shout out to those partners in the accountability system, to OPA, to OIG, to SPD, for their support and for their collaboration. Last week, CPC hosted a meeting of those partners at our office to discuss CPC's feedback on SPD policies. What was scheduled for a 1-hour meeting turned into a 2-hour work session with learning, brainstorming, and even some laughter. It was an opportunity to make those policies communities and for SPD, and that's what the partnership looks like when it's operating as it should, as it was designed to operate. We also have to focus on securing our resources for the future, especially in this budget-constrained environment. CPC could not have made it to its current standing had it not been for the establishment of a deputy director position in 2024. Unfortunately, that position was never fully funded, nor were other operating expenses that increased due to expanded accountability ordinance changes in 2023. And third, building community capacity. Not just community outreach, not just community engagement, but building capacity for our communities to own their seat at the table and to co-create the solutions to public safety. The work that CPC is doing in community is paying dividends for the entire accountability system and for all of you. We're in your districts through our district liaison program and through the city, and we share that feedback with you so that it can inform the important decisions that you make here on this dais. It is important that we're working together because communities that are impacted by policing, they don't see government for our individual parts. They don't see the difference between CPC and OPA and OIG. They don't even see the difference between the executive and the legislative branch. They see us as one city and the collective impact that we have on their daily lives. So I'll end here for any questions that you have, although you already took the vote, so. Feel free to follow up with me anytime if there's more information that I could provide, but I wanna make sure that I thank my talented staff team for their support, for their encouragement, for their collaboration and all of their hard work, and for our commissioners, and for my husband, seated here, husband of 6 months, by the way. And so while all of this change in CPC was happening and all of our accomplishments, a wedding was also planned during that time. Can you believe that? I'll just end by saying that what you've seen from this organization in the last 6 months is light work for us. It's what's gonna happen in the next 6. So please continue to watch and support us. Thank you. Anya wune wune.
Thank you, and congratulations. Thank you very much. Will the clerk please read item 3 into the record?
The report of the Land Use Committee, Agenda Item 3, Council Bill 120949, relating to land use and zoning, expanding housing options by easing barriers to the construction and use of accessory dwelling units as required by state legislation. The committee recommends the bill pass as amended.
Thank you. Councilmember Sullivan, as chair of the committee, you're recognized to provide the committee report.
Thank you, Council President. Council Bill 120949 is an ordinance that will help Seattleites navigate the accessory dwelling unit permitting process and increase opportunities to build ADUs. This legislation responds to State House Bill 1337, which requires Seattle and other cities and counties planning under the Growth Management Act to meet certain requirements when regulating accessory dwelling units. Carrying out these state mandates, is intended to promote and encourage the creation of ADUs as a means to address the needs for and benefits of more diverse housing options throughout the city. We appreciate the hard work of the Seattle Department of Construction Inspections and central staff in bringing this necessary legislation to fruition. I ask for your support of this critical ADU bill.
Thank you for that summary. Are there any questions or comments on the bill? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the passage of the bill?
Councilmember Solomon? Aye. Councilmember Strauss? Yes. Councilmember Hollingsworth?
Yes.
Councilmember Kettle? Aye. Councilmember Moore? Aye. Councilmember Rink?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Salka? Aye. And Council President Nelson? Aye. 9 in favor, none opposed.
The bill passes and the chair will sign it. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the legislation on my behalf? All right, moving on. There were no items removed from the consent calendar, and there's not a resolution for introduction and adoption today. Is there any other further business to come before council? All right. We've reached the end of today's agenda. Our next regularly scheduled City Council meeting is on May 13th at 2 p.m. It is 3:26. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.